This and That with Me and You is a podcast where we discuss some pretty dark and disturbing things.
I talk about true crimes and cults and a lot of death.
And I talk about the creepier stuff like paranormal, supernatural, and cryptids.
Viewer discretion is advised while listening to us. Warning.
All right, let's get into this. Well, we're back to the normal schedule.
Episode 23?
Yep, episode 23.
Cool.
So, is there any updates since the last time we recorded?
Well, I'm too good at my job.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. They're moving me to...
Sorry for the cat. Just every time.
I've only done my job for 2 months and they're moving me to another day hub to straighten out another day hub. So
No, boy.
I'd say that I'm doing a good job.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking about that we did forget to mention
Mm-hmm.
on our trip to New Orleans? Remember we were told about the one hotel?
Oh, yes. The House of the Rising Sun.
Mm-hmm. So it's not confirmed, but it is highly suspected that there is a hotel there that you can stay at that is quite possibly the song is written about this hotel called the House of the Rising Sun.
You know, there is a house in New Orleans. They call
Okay, let's not get
the
copyright. No,
rising sun.
stop. Let's not get copyright. So, anyway, do you want to tell them the story behind that hotel, or you want me to?
You go for it, babe.
All right. So, basically, it was a brothel, and this one ran a little differently than the others in the area because abuse of any kind was not tolerated. And the madam would tell all of her ladies that, if someone hits you, let me know and we'll take care of it. And legend has it that this happened to several guys, but basically what would happen is that gentleman would come in and he would pay for his night and he would hit a girl. The girl would run out, find the madam, and she would come find him, and he'd be all up in arms about the ordeal, and she'd say, "Hey, I apologize, she's one of our new girls. We'll fix this. How about you go down to Bourbon Street, get yourselves a couple drinks, and come on back and I'll get you my best girls that I have."
On the
So,
house.
yeah, on the house. So he'd, go down to Bourbon Street, get drinks, and see titties flopping, and he'd be all for it. He'd come back for a free night. Heck yeah. And he'd be met by two gorgeous ladies, and they would escort him through and straight out to the backyard. And he's like, okay, what's going on? Then all of a sudden, the other girls would come out and like kind of surround him in the area. And then on the signal of the madam, they'd all attack him and beat him to death.
And they'd bury him in the pre-dug hole they were digging while he was out on Bourbon Street having fun.
Yep, and a last fu to them, they would rob them and throw their wallets back on their chest. And this part is confirmed because during renovations at one point, there was several shallow graves found with skeletons, and each of them had a wallet on their chest, empty. So that was
Anyway, it's haunted now.
yeah, it's haunted now, and
Suspected by the madam herself.
yeah, because from experiences that have been told is basically women are completely left alone. But if you want to know if your man's good or not, you take him there, and if he's gonna be not great, like just a worthless piece of crap, husband or boyfriend or fiance or whatever the case may
The
be.
madam can smell it on him.
Yep, and
She
there is
usually will attack him.
Yep, strong possibility you'll find him choked out laying on the floor with red hand marks on his neck. However, if he's a good guy, good at soul, good at heart, he's gonna feel just basically a pat on the back, like a good boy.
What do you think, babe? Do you think you'd pass?
You know, I mean, I don't think I'm a bad person, not that terrible of a person. We all make our own mistakes, but I'm not abusive.
No,
I
I
don't
think you'd
think.
pass.
Okay. Well,
Judging on my 3 years of experience with you, I think you'd pass.
yeah, well, I mean, it only takes a ghost one night, so I guess that counts for something. We did not stay there, but it has been told to us that it is like one of the cheapest hotels to stay at for a whole $97 a night currently
In the French Quarter.
in the center of the French Quarter. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that being said, what what true crime related or whatever conspiracy or no, you don't do conspiracies, you do
Cults.
cults. Yeah. What do you got for us?
These notes I had prepared for episode 22 months ago or a month ago.
Yeah.
And I was going to do a Dumb Deaths because I had done such a long 2-part Billy the Kid episode
That is no
that
kidding.
were an hour each just for my part.
Yeah. And a
So
quick apology that if you were looking for the pictures on YouTube,
we gave
listen,
up.
we gave up. It was a lot. It was a lot of effort, and it had
Just to
been,
in the spirit of catching up
yeah.
and putting it on YouTube for the people that follow us on YouTube.
Hmm.
We just decided to omit the pictures and put the sound up
Yeah.
with our
But
insignia.
sorry if you were looking for them. I mean, we'll figure it out. We'll do something.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get back on track with this, hopefully.
So we left off in the 1930s, I'm guessing.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
The last time we were on the list of dumb deaths.
Right.
So I am going to start with Nicola Comper.
Okay.
June 17th, 1939.
Mm.
An aviator and a somewhat accomplished aircraft designer,
Ooh.
Nick decided to distract himself by paying a visit to see the work in progress on the Scamp, which was one of his planes, and he stopped on his way at a pub in Hythe. He
Okay.
decided it would be a good idea to let off fireworks inside the pub,
Yeah, that's not a
but
good
was
idea.
ordered by the publican to go outside, whatever the publican is.
Probably the
Bouncer.
bouncer.
Once there, he bent down to set off a firework when a passerby asked what he was doing. He is reported to have replied, "I'm going to blow up the town hall. I'm an IRA man." This
Mm.
proved to be his last practical joke.
Uh-oh.
The man knocked him down, and he fell and hit his head on a curb, and Comper suffered a brain hemorrhage as a result. His last words in hospital were said to have been, "I didn't know prisons had such comfortable beds."
They don't. Okay.
Yeah, so there's
Don't
that.
don't make stupid jokes against the government.
Yeah, I guess maybe I should do a quick Google on what the fucking IRA man is. What is
Irish Republican or no, it's the Irish Rebellion was the IRA.
Irish Republican Army
Yeah, Irish Republic. I don't it was a rebellion against the Irish. The people, the English.
organization seeking the establishment of a republic and the end of British rule in Northern Ireland?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was like, IRA? That's the Irish.
Yeah.
I did know that.
Anyway, next on the list is Sherwood Anderson, an American writer who wrote many things, but his only bestseller was Dark Laughter, written in 1925, a novel inspired by his time in New Orleans during the 1920s.
Hey.
So his wife and him went on a cruise in late February or early March of 1941.
Okay.
They were going to South America. He had been dealing with some abdominal pain and discomfort for a few days. And finally, his wife was like, "I'm taking you to the hospital. I can't take this anymore."
That sounds
Sound
familiar.
familiar? So on March 8th, 1941, they went to the hospital in Colon, Panama.
That sounds like a bad foreshadowing.
where he died at the age of 64 of peritonitis, which is like an infection, um, which is generalized inflammation of the abdominal lining.
So is colon.
Yes. So an autopsy later revealed that he had swallowed a toothpick.
Oh, that's
That's
almost
that's what caused all the damage.
wow. That's almost as bad as the person that their uh one of their intestines. I don't remember if it was big or small, but it had been pinched together because the wire brushes you use to clean a grill,
Yeah.
a piece had like a piece of that little wire had broken off and gotten into their burger, and they had ate the whole thing, didn't feel it, didn't nothing,
Ugh.
but while digesting, that metal had stuck the two pieces of the
Ugh.
thing together.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's like one of my big fears because I swallowed like a chip chunk, like a too big of a chunk of a chip once, and it got
Mm-hmm.
like stuck in my throat, and I thought I was gonna die.
Well, it's actually why it's highly recommended to use pumice stones while cleaning a grill. But I never have because I've also heard they're gross. Like they make everything taste funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, but you got me that cleaning spray, so I don't know.
That shit works pretty good. Hopefully, it's not toxic.
Yeah, no doubt.
So every fucking thing is at this point. You know what's funny is like I'm so finicky about scents and stuff, but like when I worked in Home Depot in the paint department and I would sell paint products, I
You'd be
would
high off your ass. No, I'm just kidding.
no, I would really highly recommend like oil-based paint products to people, especially if you're trying to like paint on wood or plastic, because it just soaks in better and is so much easier to paint with.
So if you got
But
cancer and
the
Cassie sold you
fumes,
paint,
the fumes from it are highly are carcinogen. Yeah, they
like I
cause
said,
cancer.
if you
Yeah.
got cancer and Cassie sold you paint,
And I would literally, like, my sales pitch would be yes, it says that it's a carcinogen, but you go outside and breathe the air and everything is a carcinogen. Like, it's at this point, everything's trying to kill us.
way to go, babe. Way to
Mhm.
go.
I don't know. I turned over a different leaf once I had kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Clarence
Mm-hmm.
Stagemeyer.
Oh, okay.
Stagemeyer. Stagemeyer?
It's one.
Stagemyer. Stagemeyer or Stagemeyer?
Well,
I feel like Stagemeyer makes more sense.
I don't know. It's something.
Okay. September 29th, 1943. And Clarence was watching a Cleveland Indians versus Washington Senators doubleheader in Griffith Stadium
Wow.
when an errant throw by the Senators' third baseman, Sherry Robertson, struck him in the forehead. Despite appearing uninjured, after he listened to the Senators' team physician and went to the hospital, he died the next day of a fractured skull.
You know,
He was the first fan in Major League Baseball history killed by a ball leaving the field.
okay, can I say that this makes 3 baseball games now that you have discussed where people have died?
I know, and there's more that I like emitted from the list because I was like, this is a lot.
So if you like
we're not going to
baseball
baseball games.
yeah, if you like baseball, maybe you shouldn't go in person.
I know. You know what? That's funny is I've only ever been to like 3 and it was for work.
I mean,
Like
I played baseball, but
no,
nothing
I've never
professional.
played baseball. Maybe like a little bit in high school cuz like you had to play like every sport in school at some point. You had to like learn how to play sport. From what I remember in like middle school and high school, the schools I went to, you had to learn how to play the sports.
I think
Like
that's
most
just
of them.
I think that's just PE
Yeah.
because
Yeah, for PE.
I
That's
was
what I
on
mean.
varsity.
Like not even just like being on the teams, but like you had to still learn how to play the sports in PE.
Well,
That's what I mean.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I meant like I was on varsity baseball team in
I
high
think the
school.
only game that we didn't have to learn how to play, of course, like I stopped going to PE once I got into like high school because I just didn't go.
Yeah,
But I would just skip that class. But I don't think I ever played football in PE.
I don't think we were allowed to because
Yeah.
we couldn't do physical touch
We
games.
did fucking dodgeball though.
Yeah, I feel like that was everybody's middle school was dodgeball.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Thomas Midgley. I like that name.
Okay.
Junior.
Oh, oh boy.
November 2nd, 1944, was an American mechanical and chemical engineer. He played a major role in developing leaded gasoline, or tetrathyl lead. Tetr- tetriate? Tet- you like science. Come pronounce this.
Tetraethyl.
Tetraethyl
Like
lead.
ethanol?
Okay. And some of the first oh man, I should have kept you over here. Chlorofluorocarbons. Did I say that right?
Sounds right. It sounds
Okay.
close.
Better known as Freon.
Yeah.
Okay. Both products were later banned from common use due to their harmful impact on human health and the environment.
Yeah, because Freon releases O3
Yeah.
into the world, which is ozone. And at this height, well, it doesn't matter. At our breathing level, ozone is really bad.
Gotcha. So he was granted more than 100 patents over the course of his career.
Cool.
Let's just say that you and I both could do an entire episode on all the things this man was involved in. Like,
Oh.
I read a little bit more into him. I did these notes forever ago. That's why I'm a little bit confused reading them, because I don't remember where my headspace was. Sorry, y'all. But now I'm remembering. I think he had to do with DuPont, which I know you've heard that name before.
Yeah, it's an oil tycoon. DuPont? That's oil.
You know that they've killed like many people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from
No,
like illegal dumping of stuff.
DuPont was one of the majors that was involved in the disappearance of the first electric car.
Right. So he worked with some very bad people that made a lot of people very sick for many, many years to come. Yep. Yep. Definitely. That's where my headspace was. Some of you may know of General Motors and DuPont. Ah, yes, he worked with General Motors and DuPont. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't know what I'm talking about, listen to Bailey Sarian's Dark History on DuPont. And Stewart and I may talk about it sometime.
DuPont is just
so fucked up. Well, you ever seen
man.
the movie? If anybody's seen 90s Kids, Aaron Brockovich. That's about DuPont.
I don't think I've ever watched that.
No?
Mm-mm.
It's about the people in the town where they were dumping that stuff into the groundwater that got cancer. There was thousands of them in that town where they were dumping all their toxic chemicals into the ground.
Okay, I know what town you're talking about, and I've watched the documentary. So.
Yeah, so there's a movie, and it's about, so Erin Brockovich is like just a single mom who became like a lawyer's aide, and in that process, she was like helping with paperwork, and she made all these connections to these different like people trying to sue DuPont.
Oh, okay.
And she, like, they were being ignored,
right?
But she started meeting with them, and she helped that office like win a class action lawsuit against DuPont.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Good for her.
Anyway, Thomas contracted polio in 1940 and was left permanently physically disabled.
Yeah.
So he developed a rope and pulley system to get himself out of bed unassisted.
Don't you use one of those at work? Something like that?
No.
Oh.
No, the Hoyer lift doesn't have. I guess it's kind of like system. A modern day. Yeah, it's like a pulley system.
That's what I was like.
It's got hydraulics though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Thomas contracted polio in 1940. He had a rope and pulley system. On November 2nd, 1944, he was found strangled to death by his own invention.
Ain't that a bitch? I mean,
he was a terrible man, so.
Yeah. Well, question is, was he though, or was he just used? Because, I mean, you said he worked with, but it sounds like he was the inventor, just like Albert Einstein is a brilliant mind. However, he created dynamite.
Right. So you may have heard of this person. I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm stepping on toes here.
Okay.
Thomas Mantell.
Mantell?
Mantell. Mantell.
Okay.
Mantell.
Sounds like Mantle.
Mantell. January 7th, 1948. The pilot of a P-51 Mustang fighter plane. He crashed in pursuit of a UFO near the town of Franklin, Kentucky.
Yeah, I've
This
heard
was
this
the
one.
first ever known and recorded occurrence of someone dying as a result of a UFO sighting.
Yep, I remember this one. It's pre Roswell,
Yeah.
actually.
Officially, the object remains unidentified.
Yeah. See, here's the big thing. When it comes to UFOs or UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenons, everybody just assumes ET. ET flown home. Listen, even the government right now, which is a frustration in itself, they're admitting, yes, we have UFOs, unidentified flying objects. Nobody said shit about them being aliens.
I don't
But,
know.
I mean, you can also see the other side. What the fuck flies that goddamn fast and that accurate?
Also, what in the fuck is flying around that the government themselves can't identify?
I mean, have you heard about the Tic Tac?
Because I heard something not too long ago about how like you can't even have a drone without having like being on a registry for having a drone
Okay,
now.
that's not accurate. That's
No?
no. It's the type of drone.
Oh, okay. A certain type of drone that you have to
Right.
like be known by
Because
the government to have.
if you remember correctly, the shit that shoots missiles and like flies around unmanned around the world to spy on shit,
Yeah.
that's called a drone.
Yeah.
Okay. But also the four propellered little floppy thing that sits in your hand is also called a drone.
Yes.
So no. But where a lot of the issue is like Amazon when they tried doing their unmanned delivery system, um, they had to get flight permits
Yeah.
because they were entering flight space. Okay, I don't ask me how it all works, but I do know they had to get permits to fly certain distances at certain heights because they could interfere with air traffic. I don't know how the fuck a drone could, but I guess I mean if a freaking pigeon can take out a Boeing 747, I
Yeah.
guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
So
So Mary Reeser, July 2nd, 1951,
okay, oh, we moving right through the decades.
was found by the police in her St. Petersburg, Florida home, almost totally cremated where she sat, while her apartment was relatively damage free,
Oh
leaving
no,
some
I
to
know who.
speculate that she spontaneously combusted.
Yes. Oh my god. So there was a whole episode on spontaneous combustion, and the guy that was doing the thing, he was like, "These are the only cases I've ever found." But the earliest recorded, which was in the 700s,
Wow.
was like, "I have heard of multiple prior to," and he's like, "What the fuck? Where's my search history going?" Oh my god, spontaneous combustion. Oh, listen, I could do a thing.
Okay. That's all I had on it, but I'm glad that you, because I couldn't really find much else.
Well, because
Have you
okay,
heard of that specific
I
case?
have, I have, because it was infuriating because there was a full investigation that included fire department and police detectives and all that good stuff, and basically what they came to, which is most cases of spontaneous combustion, is that it's called the candle wax effect or the candle effect.
Okay.
Basically, it happens in very obese, very drunk, or very elderly, unabled people. Okay? Your body has a percentage of fat content.
Mm-hmm.
No matter who you are, you have fat content, except for maybe that one chick on TikTok, but we're not going to go there. Um, but
Don't
anyway,
get me started with her.
yeah. Anyway, so what they're assuming is like 50s, smoking was a common thing. Elderly person, drunk person, or diabetic person who just passed out was smoking, dropped a cigarette on themselves, slept through burning into their fat content of their own skin, and the fat turning into wax creates a astronomically high temperature, and you burn through without affecting anything else because it's just burning wax.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's why there's also most of these stories. Um, oh, man, I don't want to like go too far into it,
Okay.
but most of these cases, there's like a layer where it's this weird waxy substance above a certain height, and it's usually above their torso where they're sitting, and then below has nothing because it's wax burning.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry that you got me excited over that one. I was like, oh, spontaneous combustion, because everyone goes nuts over that topic. I don't know why I did that voice. I'm sorry.
Okay. Margaret Rice. I said that immediately wrong.
Okay.
Margaret Weiss Brown.
Is it Weiss?
No, it's Wise.
Oh,
For some reason, my brain said Rice.
or wise?
Weiss.
Hmm.
Okay. Margaret Wise Brown, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
November 13th, 1952, aged 42, the author of Goodnight Moon.
Hmm.
Yes. She had been previously admitted to the hospital for an ovarian cyst. To prove how healthy she was after treatment, she kicked her foot in the air, dislodging a blood clot in her leg.
Oh,
The
God.
clot moved very quickly to her brain, and she died in emergency surgery.
Wow.
I know, isn't that crazy? That
Look,
kind of
I'm
shit
perfectly
scares the
fine.
shit out of me. Yeah, that kind of stuff scares the shit out of me. Maybe
I
that's
mean,
why I'm a
there's a
hypochondriac.
there's a strong possibility for anyone to dislodge a blood clot and not even realize they had one because you don't feel the effects until it hits your heart or brain.
Yep.
So, just fair warning, don't do stupid shit and be like, look, I'm perfectly healthy. Okay, better yet, don't do stupid shit like me and be like, oh, I'm perfectly fine, and then hurt myself 2 seconds later.
Mm-hmm. Or have your appendix explode and be like, oh, I'm fine for 2 weeks while you're slowly dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still love the fact that all those nurses and doctors were like, you shouldn't be even talking alive or anything right now, and you're just fucking up and walking in.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm not that strong and I'm not that tough, okay?
You are, though.
But, like, I felt pretty proud of myself. Like, it doesn't even
Yeah.
hurt.
He walked into the emergency room and he walked out with his appendix still inside of him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Walked out with the drainage bag attached.
And when I had the surgery, I freaking
Got up like not even an hour after surgery. You were like, I want to get the fuck out of here. I don't want to be in this gown anymore.
So they told me I had to, like, I don't remember. It wasn't something like ridiculous like you got to let the air out. No. It was like they had to have me go to the bathroom or something. I was like, "Good, I got to piss." And I literally got up out of bed like just
Yeah,
after
you got to get up
waking
and
up.
walk.
Yeah, I was just waking up from that word.
Anesthesia.
Thank you. I almost said Anastasia, and I'm like, that's not
Anyway,
right.
I told you when you woke up because you were like, when can I get the fuck out of here? I was like, they're not going to let you leave until you get up and walk.
I was like, cool.
And you were like, cool, I'll get up and walk. I want to get dressed.
Yeah,
Then I got to piss.
I straight up got up,
Yeah.
got dressed, went pissed, and it was fine.
Because I've had a couple surgeries and I know how it goes. Like,
Yeah.
you got to get up and walk.
Yeah.
No,
Anyway,
they
I'm
don't
sure
make you
we've
fart
talked
anymore.
about that. I'm sure we've talked about that plenty of times, but
Yeah.
it's just a
That
proud
was still
moment.
kind of sad, though.
Yeah.
Gareth Jones is next.
Okay.
A British actor. Between scenes of a live television play, Underground, on the ITV network in the UK, other members of the cast improvised lines such as, I'm sure if so-and-so were here, he would say, to compensate for his absence.
Ah, that's
Um,
an interesting
because
one.
he died of a heart attack in between takes.
Oh shit!
Yes. And his character was scripted to die of a heart attack in a later scene of the play.
Wow.
Yes. November 30th, 1958.
Listen, I think
I
that's
said that all
taking.
out of order.
I think that's taking that role a little too seriously. Just saying. Oh my god! Wow, that really sucks, though.
Yeah. Okay. John A. Burns, Richard Leroy McKinley, and Richard C. Legg. 1961. 1961.
Did they die of worms?
No.
Oh.
During the testing of an experimental nuclear reactor design in Argo, Idaho.
Ooh, I know this one.
2 soldiers and a sailor were killed, but their deaths were not due to radiation poisoning.
No.
While trying to bring the reactor online, Army Specialist John A. Burns was supposed to pull a control rod part way out by hand, but he pulled the rod further than intended. The reactor instantly went critical, which flash boiled the water around the reactor. The
Mm-hmm.
force of the steam expanding lifted the entire reactor into the air about 9 feet 1 inches in
Mm-hmm.
what has been described as a water hammer like effect.
Mm-hmm.
Many components were thrown out of the top, one of which impaled Navy electrician's mate, Richard C. Legg,
Mm-hmm.
lifted him from a catwalk and penetrated the ceiling, leaving him dangling.
Yep.
While the reactor was airborne, the radioactive steam escaped, spraying the room. The steam was so hot that Burns instantly died of severe burns. Army Specialist Richard Leroy McKinley suffered a head wound, from which he died later that day. The steam left the bodies of all 3 men radioactive,
Yep.
so they were buried in lead coffins.
Yep.
Officials feared that moving them would risk spreading contamination along public roadways, so a graveyard was established in the desert only 0.31 miles from the explosion. The graveyard is still monitored by the Environmental Protection Agency.
Sure is.
The 3 remain the only human beings killed by a reactor explosion in the United States.
In the United States, yeah. I was like, yeah, but yes, in the United States. Because science nerd coming out here. Hold on, ready for this one? There was a similar case, but it was somebody messing with utonium.
Mm.
Okay, which, if you don't know, utonium is a stupid reactive and stupid freaking radiation poisoning element. Okay,
Yes.
well, basically the container has to have like a small gap in it, and you have to prevent it from touching, otherwise it creates. They were trying to work on cold fusion, I believe, but anyway, he was trying to jam a screwdriver in there. Why a screwdriver? I don't know, but he tried to jam a screwdriver in it to like prop it up a little further so they could make sure it wasn't gonna react, and he sneezed, knocked the screwdriver out of his hand, and it reacted, and he went pink mist. Yeah, I'm sorry, like full science nerd, because I was like, oh, I know about this one too.
Nick Piantanida. Piantanada. Fuck. I'm butchering the names. I can't talk words. Okay? August 29th, 1966. Nick,
Sure.
a skydiver, died 4 months after an attempt to break the record for the highest parachute jump near Joe Fossfield, Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
His suit had depressurized, causing brain damage from lack of
fuck.
oxygen.
Wow.
Yeah, that sounds like a shitty way to die.
Yeah. There was a case, Mr. Ballin actually talked about it. It wasn't a skydiver, it was a parasailer.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing a practice run or whatever, and she passed out in a thunderstorm and went to the highest elevation held by any human without protection. Of course, she was unconscious, but survived. No brain damage, no nothing. She, like, flew like 80-ish miles, something like that.
How the fuck do you pass out while flying in the sky?
Lack of oxygen.
Oh.
Elevation.
Okay.
Yeah, there's it, like, even climbing Mount Everest, you have to have breathing apparatus once you get.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I have no interest in
lack
something
of
like
oxygen.
If you want to do that, I'll see you when you get back.
No, because literally,
it's cold.
Well, that too, but no, Mount Everest, your landmarks are dead people. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. E. coli.
E. coli?
It's ECHOL. E. Cole, and Robert Walker.
Okay.
February 1st, 1968. E. Cole and Robert, 2 Memphis, Tennessee garbage collectors, were crushed to death after the trash compactor of their garbage truck malfunctioned while they were taking refuge inside the back of the truck during a rainstorm.
Wow.
They were not allowed to take shelter inside a building due to segregation laws.
Ooh.
As a result of their deaths, sanitation workers in Memphis went on strike. During the strike, Martin Luther King Jr., who had come to Memphis to support the strike workers, was assassinated.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, good on the workers for going on strike. Bad timing.
Yeah.
Bad timing.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, shitty.
A little bit. A lot of bit.
Alan Fish.
What a name.
I can't even say anything.
Dorkfish.
May 20th, 1970. The 14-year-old Fish
Did you really just... Wow.
was struck in the head by a Manny Mota foul ball while watching a May 16th Los Angeles Dodgers game and was knocked unconscious for a minute.
All right. That's 4. You only get 3 strikes in baseball. Listen.
Right? He appeared to recover, and the Dodgers Stadium infirmary gave him an ice pack, 2 aspirin, and released him to watch the rest of the game, during which he behaved normally.
For all my Marine Corps friends, that feels about accurate. Here, drink some water, take some Motrin or Advil, you'll be fine.
Afterwards, he began shaking and crying uncontrollably. During the bus ride to his nearby home when he arrived, his parents sought medical attention, but he had to go to 3 hospitals despite his worsening condition before they found one that would accept him early the next morning. His condition required neurosurgery, but continued to worsen, and after a seizure led to the apparent brain death. He was taken off of life support 2 days later. The autopsy showed that part of his fractured skull had become lodged in his brain,
Oh, no.
causing an intracerebral hemorrhage. He was the first fan in Major League Baseball history to die of injuries caused by a foul ball.
Again, let's not watch baseball in person. How about that?
Yeah.
Damn.
Anyway, moving on.
Moving on up.
I thought this was Gregory, but that is clearly not Gregory. Georgie.
Georgie.
No, it's Georgy. Georgie?
Spell that again.
Georgy.
Georgie.
Okay.
Here, Georgie.
Georgie Dobrovs. Oh my fucking God.
Oh, yeah?
The next name is worse. Georgie Dobrovsky.
He's Polish. It's fine.
Yeah. Vladislav.
Mm-hmm. So you want to rethink these
Vladislav
names?
Volkov.
Oh, my God.
And Viktor Patsayev.
Did
Oh
you
my
just
God.
hit all the Slavic nations?
Yeah.
Good God.
June 29th, 1971. Soviet cosmonauts Georgy Dobrov. I can't say it again. Georgy, Vladislav, and Victor died when their Soyuz 11 spacecraft depressurized during preparations for re-entry.
Mm-hmm.
These are the only
I think I
reported
know that
human deaths outside the Earth's atmosphere.
Yeah, I think I knew about this one.
That's some fun names.
Oh, yeah. Because it was during the moon landing.
I think you might have brought them up, yeah.
Yeah. But listen, Russian names and Polish names and Slavic names,
Yeah.
not easy for Americans. Lots of skis.
Yeah. Basil Brown, 1974. Basil Brown, 48, a health food advocate from Croydon, England, died from liver damage after he consumed 70 million units of vitamin A and around 10 US gallons of carrot juice over 10 days, turning his skin bright yellow.
Oh, I was about to go on a Violet. You're turning violet. Sorry.
Yeah, if you eat a lot of carrots, it turns you yellow, not orange.
It's the keratin,
Yeah.
first of all. Like, I have to point that out because, they used to be like, oh, you got to eat your carrots because that's what fixes your eyesight. First of all, no, it doesn't. It sucks. I ate lots of carrots as a kid. Still can't see worth a flip.
It's just like my dad always saying I had to eat the crust off the bread because it's good for your hair.
It's just burnt bread.
It literally is just burnt bread.
That's why I don't give you a hard time that much about not eating your crust.
I usually do eat my crust on my toast. It's just not pizza crust.
Yeah.
If it's good crust, like if it's really good crust, I'll fucking eat the crust. But that shit from Caesar's is fucking cardboard, man.
The whole pizza is cardboard.
I
That's why they're
know.
$5. Well, they're not even
I
five
can
dollars
eat the
anymore.
pizza, but the crust I just can't.
Yeah.
Um,
It feels like Eli was just, well, no, you know what? Eli even threw away the crust on the last little sandwich we had. That's saying something right there. God.
Alex Mitchell, 1975. After watching the Kung Fu Capers episode of The Goodies, Alex Mitchell of Kingland, Norfolk, England, laughed continuously for 25 minutes and then fell dead on his sofa from heart failure due to what doctors discovered years later via his granddaughter was a genetic condition called long QT syndrome.
I heard about, okay. I think I've heard about long QT
I
syndrome.
have two. Let me just do a quick Google search history. Is a type of condition or disorder, is a heart signaling disorder that can cause fast, chaotic heartbeats, arrhythmias.
Oh, okay. House. That's where I've heard about it. House. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, I guess back then they thought he laughed himself to death.
Yeah. Well, I
All
mean,
right. Oh, I did have it right down under it.
oh wow.
Long QT syndrome is a condition affecting repolarization, relaxing of the heart
Hmm.
after a heartbeat, giving rise to an abnormally lengthy QT interval. It results in an increased risk of an irregular heartbeat, which can result in fainting, drowning, seizures, or sudden death. These episodes can be triggered by exercise or stress. Some rare forms of LQTS, is what it's called for short,
Mm.
are associated with other symptoms and signs, including deafness and periods of muscle weakness.
Hmm.
Learn something new every day. Anyway,
Ah,
Tina Christofferson.
Chris Christopherson.
Tina
Oh, sorry.
Christofferson, 1977. Tina died when she drank 4 U.S. gallons of water a day to combat stomach cancer. That's all I got on that, but that's pretty wild. 4
So, what did
gallons
she die from? Drowning or
or stomach
cancer?
cancer.
Either way, that sucks.
Yeah. Okay, this one. Fucking
Oh yeah.
Luciano Cicconi. Cicconi? Cecconi.
Okay. So hold on. The
Luciano
CC,
Cicconi.
the CC is a cuss sound. I do know that because like you got Buck Hardy and then you have Marine Corps Luck Hardy. Those are CCs. So I do know that, and that's Italian.
There's only one C in Bacardi.
It's it's got the CC.
There is only one C in Bacardi. I know this. It's I'm about to Google it. Bicarde. It's Bacardi. Bacardi. It's one C.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I do know the CC because of
Okay.
other places. So maybe I was
Luciano
wrong.
Cicconi. Anyway, January 18th, 1977.
Mm-hmm.
A 28-year-old professional football baller for SS Lazio and the Italy national football team, as in soccer for us
Yeah.
Americans, was shot while pretending to rob a jeweler as a practical joke.
Moron.
Yeah.
That's his own stupidity. I guess that's why it's called a stupid death.
Yep. Tom Price and Frederick Jansen von Vuren.
Okay.
March 5th, 1977, Tom Price, a driver in the 1977 South African Grand Prix,
Yep.
struck and killed Frederick Jansen von Vuren at 170 miles per hour as Van Vuren ran across the Kyalami racetrack to extinguish a burning car.
Ooh.
The fire extinguisher, which Van Vuren was carrying, struck Price's head and killed him.
Damn.
Yeah, so
Can
Tom
I?
Price was driving
Okay, wait.
and
So
he hit. So
they were already under a
Frederick
yellow flag.
was like running I'm trying to like make it make sense in my head. Okay.
Right.
So Tom was driving at 170 miles an hour, and Frederick ran out into the racetrack to extinguish a burning car with a fire extinguisher,
Mm-hmm.
and he hit him, and Frederick hit the driver in the head with the fire extinguisher. They killed each other.
So no,
That's wild.
he hits the guy running with a fire extinguisher. The fire extinguisher flies up, like stays level, because inertia doesn't work that way. You don't immediately. It's still, slowly pacing, whereas he's running 170. Now it's smack in his face. It's like hitting a wall.
Oh, so like, okay.
Because what it sounds like is a Grand Prix is typically Formula One cars, and this is the 70s, so they're not the greatest Formula One cars. But
Those are the ones that are low to the ground, a little
yeah,
shaped like a pencil with the wheels out on the side.
yes, and they are open face. And so there's nothing protecting their head, really, except for their helmet. Um, but what I'm thinking is, because I was like, that sounds really slow for a Grand Prix, but you said he was running to a burning car, so they were under a yellow flag. So he should have been a lot slower than that in the first place. So he was speeding. It doesn't matter. That sucks.
I'm not sure how to pronounce this because the O has the two little dots above it.
Uh-oh.
Kurt Gobel is what I'm going with.
Sure.
January 14th, 1978. An Austrian American logician and mathematician
Okay.
developed an obsessive fear of being poisoned and refused to eat food prepared by anyone but his wife.
And she's the one that poisoned his ass.
When she became ill and was hospitalized, he starved to death.
Learn how to cook. Fuck.
It was the 70s.
It doesn't matter. Damn.
Now this one, is this pronounced Georgie? It's Georgi.
That's
Or is it just George?
no, that's still George.
Okay.
The I on the end has got me a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it's Georgie.
Georgy Markov, a Bulgarian descendant writer, was assassinated on a London street via a micro-engineered pellet containing ricin.
Ooh, no.
Fired into his leg from an umbrella wielded by someone associated with the Bulgarian Secret Service.
That's some fucking 007 shit right there.
At the time, the secret police force was affiliated with the KGB.
That's even worse than 007. That's Mr. and Mrs. Smith shit right there.
Right? Robert Williams, not to be confused with Robin.
Yeah.
Robert Williams.
R.I.P., man.
Right? January 25th, 1979, a worker at a Ford plant became the first person known to be killed by a robot when a factory robot's arm struck him in the head.
Mm. Yeah, they don't stop for really anything.
Yeah.
Damn. Like, was he just in the wrong place?
That's all I got.
Oh. I'm like, it didn't just strike him in the head. He must have got in the way or something.
Right.
Damn. That sucks.
John Bowen. December 13th, 1979. John Bowen, 20, from Nashaw, New Hampshire,
No, don't ask me.
was fatally injured at a halftime show at Shea Stadium when a 40-pound model plane shaped like a lawnmower crashed into the stands.
Shaped like a what?
A lawnmower. He died 4 days later. This sounds like it might have been football, because football has halftime shows. Does baseball?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
Shaped like a lawnmower, though.
Yes, shaped like a lawnmower.
Okay.
And that's all I got.
Wow. Some that I knew, some I didn't. A lot I didn't. A lot of hard words.
Yep.
Names.
A lot of hard words.
Yeah. And, wow. Spontaneous combustion, though. Listen. I got a shit-eating grin on my face right now.
All right. So, what do you got?
Okay. So, as you referenced, your notes are from pre-wedding.
Yeah.
As are mine. because my fact of the day is, well, just so happened to be Friday the 13th just the other day. Yeah, so not the case. So October 13th was a Friday, and it had actually inspired me to run my notes on this one, and that's why I went through this. Because we were in spooky season at the time, still kind of are, and a lot of people don't think about like phobias and superstitions and your different versions of fear and how they affect you, save for like that one time of year, which is around Halloween.
Yeah. Or when the 13th falls on a Friday.
Well, yeah, but the Friday the 13th is also a superstition.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, speaking of, I'm going to start there. Okay. Friday
Do you
the
want to know
13th.
what my superstitions are?
Well, I know a few.
You know a few?
Yeah. And how about I go through this and see if I hit any, because I plan on discussing more at the end.
Okay.
So, starting with Friday the 13th, its exact origin of being a superstition or the fear of is unknown. Like, no real, boom, this started on this date at this time. Doesn't happen. But the fear of the number 13 is centuries old.
Okay.
It's considered to be a negative or a bad luck situation in most cases. The number 12 is actually associated with completion. Fun fact there. Like 12 months, 12 days of Christmas song, the 12 zodiac signs. I want to point out that if you go back older, there's 13, but
They brought
not
that they brought the 13th back at some point, and people were like, "Nah, we ain't acknowledging that one."
right. And so that one kind of frustrates me because they were like, "Oh yeah, the 12 zodiac signs." I'm like, but there was actually supposed to be 13 months. There were supposed to be 13 cycles. Supposed to be, yeah. Anyway, not going there. But did you know everywhere in the world, if you go to a hotel with more than 13 floors, there will not be a 13th floor. There won't even be a number 13 on the elevator.
I've heard that, but I've never tested that.
Every hotel I've ever been to, not a 13.
I've never paid attention.
Yeah. Um.
I only heard that recently.
Okay. There's this very ancient code of Hammurabi. Uh, Hammurabi. Yeah, Hammurabi doesn't have a 13th law. He was also superstitious of this. But the fear of the number 13 actually has a name. It's called, oh crap. I'm going to have this problem a lot, okay? Triskaidekaphobia. Triskaidekaphobia.
Triskaidekaphobia.
And in Christianity, 13 is just a bad omen in general. Like basis in the Last Supper, there was 13 guests, which was an omen of death. Now the Friday part for Christianity, which a lot of superstitious stuff does kind of have a basis in Christianity, so take that for what you will.
Okay.
But Friday being the big issue in Christianity is because the crucifixion happened on a Friday, supposedly. It's
How
also,
did they figure that out?
I don't even want to get into that because listen, like calendars have been fucked with.
How did they even figure out Sunday? Like,
Listen, like I said, I don't, because if you really, really want to go with this, Christianity is stolen a lot from paganism, and Thor's Day is Thursday, Moon Day is Monday, Sunday is Sunday,
right.
So I don't know. I'll leave that all alone. But supposedly, Eve gave Adam the fruit from the tree of knowledge on a Friday,
Okay.
and Cain killed Abel on a Friday, supposedly. Um, but Did you know that there's a group that stands against the phobia? It's called the 13 Club.
Okay.
Created by New Yorker Captain William Fowler, this club is made up of 13 guests, and on the 13th day of the month, every month, they have a 13-course meal on the in the 13th room on the 13th floor of a hotel. It doesn't matter which one, which would be like the 14th floor essentially. And to to enter this accord, you have to pass under a ladder, and there's a banner that says, "Those of us about to the those of those of us about to die salute you" in Latin.
Okay.
There are other superstitions, that we're gonna go over and stuff like that. Um, and superstitions aren't just for bad luck. You've got good luck superstitions,
Mm-hmm.
like wearing certain clothing.
Pick a penny. I mean,
Eh,
see a penny, pick it up.
Yeah,
All day long, you have good luck.
you've got good luck at work or good luck on a test, stuff like that. You've got basketball players that'll put an orange peel in their sock. This I don't remember what his name was, but this particular player lost state championship 2 times in high school games. First time, he was sick, so he wasn't present. Second time, he didn't have an orange to put in his sock.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, this is a fun one because we say this, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think knock on wood means?
I don't fucking know. I just do it.
Well, in what context? When you
Like when
say,
you bring up something that you don't want to happen.
right, so it's
Yeah. This
warding,
hasn't happened in a long time, knock on wood. You're warding it away.
right, it's kind of warding it. Well, it's actually a Celtic origin. Um,
We
it's,
always like to say at Parker Street, like you don't ever mention that it's quiet.
yeah.
Ever don't ever bring it up, and if you do, you better knock on wood.
Hmm. So, in the Celtic belief, knocking on wood would would anyway. This not wakes up the wood nymphs, which are good spirits, and they would uh, you know protect you from the bad luck around you.
Hmm.
Another one that you have done, salt over your shoulder.
Oh yeah.
It's a warding of bad energy or spirits, which is why salt rings are used in paganism. Judas spilled salt at the Last Supper. Well, at least there's a depiction of it.
Yeah, I guess it's like a Christian thing that my family picked. I don't know. My mom always did it. If you spilled salt, you knocked over the salt shaker, you had to throw a little over your shoulder.
Well, the reason for that specifically is called the Old Scratch, which is think of like the devil tempting you.
Uh-huh.
So you knocked over your salt, you know did did something, and you're trying to ward off the bad spirit. Well, um, think about cartoon depictions. There's an angel and a devil on your shoulder. One is on your left, one is on your right. Do you remember which one?
I don't.
Okay, so supposedly the devil is always on your left shoulder. The
Okay.
angel is on your right. Well, you want to get rid of the devil, so you throw salt over your left shoulder.
Yes. I
Hmm.
do remember it has to be over the left shoulder.
Right. Here's another one that's kind of interesting because I've never had this superstition. I always thought it was kind of silly. Walking under a ladder.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Hmm. So this is also Christian origin, and it's disrupting the Holy Trinity because there's 3 sides. When a ladder is up against something, it creates a triangle.
Oh,
So you're messing with the Holy Trinity. This next one, though, my mom can tell you a story where she was like, "That's not 7 years bad luck. That's like a million years breaking a mirror."
oh yeah. I know. Annie broke a mirror
Oh yeah,
recently, a
yeah.
hand mirror.
Um, the first house that we lived in Indiana when we moved there, for some reason, we had the largest mirror I've ever seen just randomly on a wall. And
I've seen some big ones.
yeah, this one was full size, and like, I mean, I could spread my arms and not touch either side.
Yeah, well, I used to take dance, so when you
Oh,
take
well,
dance,
yeah.
like the whole wall. But also, there's this apartment. You've heard me talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
That they lived on South Street in this little apartment that's one of those beautiful Victorian homes on South Street.
Yeah.
Part of the beautiful charm of that house, even though it was apartments now,
Mm-hmm.
in the downstairs apartment is this huge mantle, and from the mantle to the ceiling is a mirror with a beautiful gold leafed
Oh,
frame.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, aside from dance rooms, I didn't think about that at all. I guess I have seen large ass mirrors.
Yeah.
No, Jesus. This one wasn't framed or anything. It was just hung up on the wall somehow. It was just a mirror. But anyway, my sister and I were horsing around, and I was like blindly walking through the living room, and I walked smack into it and shattered the whole mirror. But that being said, broken mirrors, typically you're told that's 7 years bad luck.
Mm-hmm.
And the origins are because of what is called uncanny valley.
I've heard that said before, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah. My note says Romans 7 year origin. So I'm guessing like Romans.
Okay.
But
So this is your Roman Empire.
I guess I don't know. But it says
You've heard that like trending. Like, so how often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Right. I know. We
Well,
talked about
answer
this
us on the for the podcast.
for the podcast. Okay, wait. When I answered this the first time, you were like, "Do you really think about it that much?" Because I answered you in a cryptic way.
Yes, you wouldn't freaking answer me.
I was like, "Are you talking about Roman Empire as in like the fall of the Roman Empire? Are you talking about the rise of the Roman Empire? Are you talking about the shit that they did the Roman Empire? Are you talking about the out effects of the Roman Empire?" And you're like,
just the Roman Empire
and you're
in
like,
general.
you're like, "Oh my god, you think about it that much?" And I was like, "There's a tie back to it in everything, in some form or another. There's a stupid tie back, and here we are. I think maybe I don't
I
know.
don't think I think about the Roman Empire as much as I hear about it
Yeah.
because a lot of things tie into it so much.
Well, it's like the game.
And actually, I find that stuff fascinating. So, like the Roman Empire in general,
Mm-hmm.
I like reading about that stuff. So,
Yeah.
I guess I think about it.
I'm glad you completely skipped over what I just said because Jeremy's gonna hate me.
Why? What did you say?
I said it's kind of like the game.
Oh, you fucking did.
For those who don't know, if you think about
You
the
just made
game,
me
you
lose
lost
the
the
game.
game. So you lost the game. Anyway, so going through my notes here, it says your poor health is reflected by the cracks in your image. The more cracks there are, the sicker you are. So that would be why there's 7 years bad luck. It's because I guess they assumed that mirrors break in 7. I don't know.
I've seen them break into 1,000
Oh
fucking
yeah,
pieces.
listen,
Like,
every mirror I've ever seen
we
break
just
is...
broke one not that long ago. Remember the moon mirrors?
Oh yeah, and that wasn't even our fault, man.
No,
Like we
the
just
cats
put it...
broke them. Does that make it more bad luck because they're black cats?
Probably.
I don't believe in that black cat superstition bullshit.
I kind of
They're
wish...
innocent animals.
Kind of wish black cats were on here next, but it's not. Because I was like, that'd be great, tie it. It's not. This one's fun because even Annie has brought it up recently. It's crazy because like pre-K age, and Annie is already bringing this up. Step on a crack and break your mother's back.
Yeah, I think it's like in a song or something.
I mean, they make like kind of a skipping joke out of it or a statement out of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I
can remember that as far back as pre-K, I think.
Yeah, I mean, as long as I remember, yeah.
Yeah, that one and the salt and...
Mm-hmm. Well,
there's one more, but I can't think of it right now.
Well, maybe I'll come across it.
Yeah.
Because you brought up my next one here.
The black cat thing.
Yeah. No, I didn't bring that. That's not what's next. But the stepping on the crack and break your mother's back. The superstition is that cracks are openings to the supernatural world.
Hmm.
Stepping on these cracks invites harm towards your family.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't actually have an origin location for that, but that's the basis of it. But lucky pennies.
Oh, yes. The lucky pennies.
This
Yes.
is also Roman folklore because a metal gift from the gods is good luck. And tails up is the trickster or your bad luck.
Right.
So, if it's, well, you do it with pennies now. If it's Lincoln's head is up, you can pick it up. If Lincoln's head is down, you, I don't know, it's a frown or something like that. I don't
It's
remember.
bad luck. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad
I
luck.
always flip the penny over and leave it for someone else.
Yeah, I've never flipped it over, but
Oh.
I just don't pick up pennies, honestly. Fucking, we don't even use them anymore.
If I notice a penny on the ground, tail side up, I will flip it over and
So
leave
you're
it
one
for
of
the
the nice ones.
leave a good luck for the next person.
I mean, to be fair, every bit of change that I brought home, except for quarters, I've given to Annie and Eli. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, y'all can have it. Horseshoes. Now here's
Definitely have known about horseshoes my whole life. My grandpa trained horses for race.
So I think I'm gonna actually give you a little bit of a twist.
I want to get a horseshoe tattoo for him.
Okay. Maybe someday.
No, I really do. Like the plan was to get a horseshoe tattoo on my shoulder with a pigeon perched on it because he raised pigeons.
Okay. So there's more to this, and it's really interesting. Okay.
Okay.
So the horseshoe being good luck, bad luck, or sharing of your luck is actually Roman and Celtic origin. Both. The Celtic side, it's actually supposed to be upside down, like the one in our basement. Okay, I have to explain this. When we moved in, I walked down to the basement and I was like, ah, crap, gonna have to change that instantly. There is a horseshoe that is like bolted to the wall.
Upside down.
It's upside down, but I am struggling so hard to get anything to unbolt it.
Yeah, it won't come out.
Yeah. And now that I have read through this, I'm like, maybe I should just leave it alone. Because in Celtic belief, the upside down vulva shaped horseshoe invites
Vulva.
That's
a
what it
random
said.
fucking comparison.
That's what it said. The vulva shape. This invites the moon goddess Diana to she's the sacred vulva, and it is also a ward against Irish fae because they're typically made of iron.
Yeah.
Now on the Roman side, iron in general wards off evil, but every single horseshoe made by the Romans had 7 holes because it's a devil's ward. Story of the nailed to the hooved feet, the horseshoe thing. Anyway,
I knew iron was supposed to be good for ghosts.
Yeah, iron and salt. Yeah,
yeah.
Ghosts and demons and stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
Now the direction, like I said when I was just bringing it up, the direction is a modern adage to the stigma of a horseshoe superstition. Up is supposed to hold your luck, sideways is supposed to share your luck, and downwards is supposed to pour it out. But since we've been more interested in like the Celtic and the pagan and stuff like that, historical evidence of culturalism, I think I'm going to leave that horseshoe alone.
Well, especially since you can't get it off.
That too. I mean, listen. Okay, here we go. Here's the Black Cat's Catholic origin.
Of course.
1232. Yeah, 1232 AD. Pope Gregory the Ninth believes that a black cat is the incarnation of Satan himself and is highly associated with witches.
Well, yeah.
Wait, I mean, listen, witches lived out.
I mean, why specifically black cats is just
because it's black.
Yeah.
It's dark. It's
and I think they're pretty.
I mean, yes,
Personally, I think
but
they're prettier than other. I
have
mean, the calico cats are really pretty, but I think they're prettier than like the orange cat.
yeah, a tabby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen our cats when they're in the dark?
Oh yeah, they're creepy as fuck.
Yeah, damn straight.
Yeah, when you can just it's just their eyes
Yeah,
in the
and their
dark.
fucking eyes glow.
Yes.
Like I know cat's eyes. Like that's why the reflective dots on the road are called cat's eyes. Is
Uh-huh.
because the inventor of the cat of that dot was saved from an accident by a cat on the side of the road. He was going on a blind curve, no markers on the road because there wasn't anything like that in the day. There was a cat on the side of the road, caught the cat's eyes, he slowed down, and turned out that was the edge of a cliff.
Huh.
So that's where you got that from. But I know that cat's eyes are super reflective in the first place,
Yes.
but there's something about a black cat's eyes that are, I don't know, just the craziest reflective. They can catch the most minute light and just seem like they're fucking glowing.
Yes.
Either that or our cats are possessed. Doesn't help that we named them Lucifer, Lilith, and Medusa. So just
Hey.
saying.
From what I'm hearing, I have to do my research. Lilith gets a bad rap.
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I was like okay with Lilith and Lucifer. I mean, if you really, really want to test the theory, there's this really strong conspiracy that Lucifer is actually Jesus.
Huh.
Because Lucifer means the light bringer or the dawn bringer, dawn breaker, light bringer. Jesus says he is the bringer of the light.
Right. I don't know.
Anywho, moving forward.
Wasn't Lucifer was an angel, correct?
A fallen angel, yeah.
Yes. And angels are all God created angels first,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Supposedly.
To be his companions. And then
Yeah.
then
Undivided
he created
followers.
yeah. Then he created humanity and gave us free will.
Which is where he fucked up.
Yeah, and and Lucifer didn't like not being God's favorite anymore, right? That's what it
That's
kind of
one of the depictions of the story, yeah.
Yeah.
There's several interpretations.
Anyway, him and Michael got into it and God cast him out of heaven. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Something like that,
yeah. Yeah. Your own child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I do
it's kind of shitty.
I do believe that Lucifer is also an archangel, or was. He's a fallen, but he was also archangel.
Yes.
Because Michael is an archangel, and
which they're
Zayakiel, something like that.
They're like battle angels. Right. That's what archangel is, right?
Yeah. Which I have to say,
by the way, let's talk about the way angels look. Is that where you were going?
No. But go ahead.
The way they're described in the Bible, they're just feathers and eyes. That's fucking creepy.
Yeah. No, that's not where I was going with that. But that's a good point. No, where I was going with is why everybody like wants to be angels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, wait a minute. Listen to what angels do to people. They fuck our asses up. Yes, they bring good messages sometimes. But realistically, they fuck you up.
Yeah.
Now, demons over here are making deals and fucking giving you all the fucking glory in the world, and they look hot as fuck. I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm going to move forward here because I've got a few more things to hit on.
We are not associated with the Church of Satan in
any
way.
No, we're not associated with any religion whatsoever. No. We dabble. That's all.
We just read.
Yeah, we read. We're curious.
When we have time.
Yeah, no doubt. This one I had never. Okay, this superstition I had never heard about until you put me on.
I also may or may not be a kitchen witch.
A kitchen bitch? I mean, anyway. Ironically, this is where this happened, is in the kitchen. That sounds fucked up. Hold on.
Let me start over. Retract. So, I wasn't listening. What were you saying?
Okay, so this superstition itself, I had not heard of until you put me on full blast about it. Sweeping your feet.
Yes. I was wondering if you were going to bring that up.
I had to bring this up because you fucking... Oh, listen, she like put me on full fucking blast about it. And I was like, I don't even know what is going on. But here's what threw me off. That's not even American. That's not Catholic. That's not... None of those. This is Brazilian backwoods belief. It comes from a tribal Brazilian tribe. Okay. I'm like, where the fuck would you hear about this then?
Baltimore.
Ah, that doesn't explain it any better. I'm just saying. Apparently, sweeping your feet, the belief is that once your feet are swept, you will stay single forever.
Hmm.
That is it. There was nothing else.
I was told it's bad luck.
Yeah,
So,
nope. It just says,
you guys spit on the broom?
yeah, you have to spit on the broom immediately to reverse the effect because it lubricates your luck in love.
Hmm.
That's disturbing. Because maybe it's not the broomstick they're spitting on. Oh, just saying. Now, this originates from women who can't keep a house, can't keep a husband. So it's a very,
Backwoods fucking
well, not even backwards. It's just kind of like,
misogynistic.
there we go. That's the word we're looking for. Because I was like, kind of weird that this is your superstition now that I know what its origins are. This one is mine.
I don't believe in that one anymore.
So this is actually a superstition of mine, and I don't believe you'd ever heard of it because you give me a hard fucking time about it. Whoever opens the knife closes the knife.
Yes, I've heard about it from you. Otherwise, no.
Yeah, you give me just a hard time about it, but
Mm.
it pretty much has the same origins as shaking with your right hand, which is still a thing. You typically don't shake with your left hand because during medieval times, the reason why you would shake with your right hand is because most, like 90% of the population was right-handed, so you would have your sword on your left hand side to reach across to grab with your right hand. If your hand is occupied, you can't double cross and stab somebody
Yeah, I always go for the left hand for some reason.
because you're left-handed. Which there's a conspiracy about that too. Did you know that like 16 out of the last 30 presidents have been left-handed?
Huh.
Lizard brain people, you.
I'm
Anyway.
not lizard brained. I'm just left handed and creative.
Anyway, the reason why this falls under the same superstition of shaking with your right hand is because if you open it, you close it. If you've closed it and you hand it off, you can't stab me with it. Okay, I can't. You can't double cross me.
Gotcha.
And it's also, a respect of the person's trust, which is also the shaking with the right hand, handing off closed. Um, but it only appeared as bad luck in America in the 1800s. Kind of fun. Now we're going to get into phobias. You ready for this one? Because there's a stupid long list of phobias in the world, and I'm not going to go over all of them.
Yeah, you're gonna have trouble saying some of them.
Mm-hmm.
I can say
Way too.
arachnophobia.
Yeah, that's one of them. Now, according to the American Psychiatric Association, there's a breakdown of phobias into three groups: a social anxiety, an irrational or extreme fear, agoraphobia is an example of.
What's
Um,
agoraphobia again?
agoraphobia is,
Is that like the fear of like leaving the house?
I think so, because I didn't put it over here for some fucking reason.
But you bring it up in your notes.
Yep, I don't have agoraphobia written down.
I'm Googling.
And then the last group is specific phobias. Uh, the one particular thing is like the anxiety inducing fear of arachnophobia, which is spiders, a photophobia, which is snakes, which I brought up that before.
I mean, I don't. They're creepy, and I'm not a fan. I would not have a pet snake. I would
So,
prefer not to touch it. One, just like how I feel about bugs. They can exist. I just don't want to touch them.
so you know, it's kind of the same.
However, I'm starting to change my mind on spiders because some of them are kind of fucking cute.
I made her watch that. What was that show called? Oh my god, what's his name?
This, I don't know.
I don't know. It's a tiny little freaking
Fuzzy
house.
little cute spider.
Yeah, and he's got a cute little tiny kid's voice, and I remember it from when in the '90s. He was like a Nickelodeon side cartoon. Now they've got a whole series on Netflix.
Hmm.
And but anyway,
It's kind of like that obscure fucking Cartoon Network. Like it was just a short, and I can't fucking remember what it. But he was Judge Fudge, man. He was a piece of fudge dressed like a judge, and he made judgments. And
you
he
know,
would be like, "I'm too busy being delicious," and I can't fucking forget that shit. But
I don't even remember that one.
nobody knows what I'm talking about.
But you know what it does remind me of though, talking about fears, phobias, and stuff like that. Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I love Courage the Cowardly
How
Dog.
was it the most scaredy cat thing in the world, Courage the Cowardly Dog, saved Eustace
And
and
Muriel
Muriel
from
from
everything.
everything in Kansas, of all places? But anyway, okay.
In the middle of nowhere.
Literally nowhere, Kansas. Anyway, moving on. So here's
By the way, agoraphobia is fearing and avoiding places or situations that might cause panic and feelings of being trapped, helpless, or embarrassed.
that's why it's irrational or extreme. Okay, I got it now. I appreciate you looking that up for me.
You're welcome.
Um, these next ones, just a few. Like I've got a few of each that kind of like fit into things. These are the funnier, more ironic ones, or just plain out strange. Do you know what the fear of long words is?
I've heard you say it before.
It's a stupid long ass word. Stupid long ass word. Hippopotamonstro. Oh shit.
Hippopotamus.
It is. It's hippopotomonstrosesquipedaliophobia.
Phobia.
Let me spell that so somebody can figure this one out. Hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliofphobia.
Holy shit. You lost me. You
Long
lost me
word,
on hippo.
but it's a ridiculously long word, and it is the fear of long words. That's an asshole move. Now here's another one. Like I said, they're strange or just ironic or just funny in general. Okay, nomophobia. Let me slow that word down for you. See,
Nomophobia? The fear of gnomes?
nope.
Um,
No mo phone.
oh, not having a phone?
Yep, the fear of being without your cellular phone.
Oh my
Yep, that is modern, by the way.
god.
Verminophobia, which is the fear of germs, or a germaphobe. Um, a, this one, if you ever say that you have this fear, I'm gonna call you a flat out fucking liar. Erotophobia, the fear of sex. A photophobia,
Phones?
the fear of fear. In general, the fear of being afraid.
Okay.
Why is there a name for fear of fears? Why is there a fear of fears? Anyway, but there's some really, really common ones, more often not in kids rather than adults, but they do sporadically come across, such as spiders and snakes. We've named those out. But you also have acleophobia, which is the fear of darkness, or nyctophobia, which is just the fear of dark. Then you
What
have,
is the fear of complete darkness and complete silence?
well, complete darkness is nyctophobia, or acleophobia. I don't know what the fear of silence is, but acro, not like arachnia phobia. This one is acryophobia, is the fear of heights. Astrophobia is the fear of lightning and thunder, like Astro in space. I don't understand the connection.
Okay.
Yeah. this one I've had, okay, and I probably still do. Atichi phobia. Atichi phobia, which is the fear of failing.
Yeah.
And then we all know claustrophobia,
Yes.
which is the fear of small spaces. But you also have uh, cholorophobia, which is the fear of clowns.
Uh-huh.
And then you have glossophobia, the fear of public speaking. Hemophobia, which is the fear of blood, hemoglobin. Iodotropiaphobia, phobia.
That's a funny one.
That's a fear of doctors. Then you have necrophobia. Can you guess that one?
Fear of death.
Yep. Oh shit. Um, Pteramorphonophobia. Think pterodactyl, Homer, Hona, Hannah, Hona. It's a lot. Pteramorphobia, which is the fear of flying.
Okay.
So I got the tarot because of the pterodactyl. Oh, here you go. You're gonna love this one. A wiccophobia. Phobia. Sorry. A wiccophobia.
What's that one?
Can you guess?
Fear of witches?
Yep. Or witchcraft in general. And for anyone else that's curious, if you might have a fear or don't know what it's called your fear of, if you go to that American Psychiatric Association, there is a list from A to Z
Of
of
phobias.
of every fear ever,
Huh.
and there's a lot.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but what kind of superstitions and fears do you have other than sweeping your feet and salt over your shoulder and stuff like that?
I'm about to look up the fear of silence.
Yeah, that'd be a good one to know. I don't know of anybody that's afraid of
Sedate phobia.
setophobia.
Yep.
Okay,
Quiet sleep or asleep or dead.
like sedation.
Yep.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Do you have a fear of silence?
When I was little, I was afraid I couldn't go to sleep with silence because I was afraid of like complete darkness and complete silence at the same time. And afraid of the dark.
Hmm. I feel like every kid's afraid of the dark at one point. I was probably one of the weird ones that wasn't.
That's why I always slept with music on.
Yeah. I mean, our kids don't have to sleep with music on now, and I don't think I think it's just been encouraged by us to sleep with noises. However, I was told after Eli was born, not while we were preparing or anything like that, or even dealing with Annie, but I was actually told that um, it's kind of a myth that babies need complete silence to sleep
Yes.
because you actually want to encourage them to be able to sleep through noises and stuff like
Yes.
that. So, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be fair, when I was all the way up until I was like 10 in a big truck, you turn on that truck, I was asleep. Period. Like my dad will tell you many a time over that there's this time when we hopped in the big truck and I hopped up in the front seat and I told him, "Don't worry, Dad, I'll tell you how to get us there." Before we got out of the driveway, I was conked the fuck out, and they had a picture of me just snoring in the passenger seat. But yeah, what other fears and stuff? Because we were talking about your fear of, well, not necessarily fear of, just lack of of snakes and stuff.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't say I have like a total fear of snakes. I mean, if there was one in the house, I'd probably freak the fuck out. But I think I could handle it. Not
Okay,
like I would like freak the fuck out and be like, "You gotta come home right now." I would probably call you and be like, "What the fuck do I do?"
so I okay. This is probably a lot to do with my upbringing, on both sides, because I don't have a fear of realistically anything, but I have a major respect for knowing that some shit can fuck me up in this world. Like snakes. I don't realistically fear them. I just highly respect that they deserve their own space in this world.
Yeah.
And I should leave it the fuck alone.
Yeah. Kind of how I feel about it.
Because, I mean, like, well, we've had snakes in the backyard,
Yeah.
which is kind of odd for New York, let me just say, because snakes are not typically in a colder environment. But these were brown back gardener snakes and not venomous, not poisonous. I don't remember which one means which. But there's a running joke about if it bites you and you die, it's something. If you bite it and you die, it's something. And what if you bite each other and nobody dies? Oh, that's called kinky.
I think venomous is when it bites you and you die, and poisonous is if you bite it and you die.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So gardener snakes are. I don't think there's any breed of gardener snake that's venomous, but
They'll still bite you.
they'll still bite you.
And it probably
still
hurt.
fucking hurts.
Yeah.
But I mean,
And you
have
might
you ever
still get like fucking infection of some kind, maybe.
I mean, if you don't clean it,
Yeah.
sure. But I mean, the snakes that we had in our yard, I straight up just scooped it onto a shovel and threw it over the fence,
Alive.
alive.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't hurt anything. They actually kind of help because they'll scurry field mice and shit like that. Which, even though we're not anywhere close to a field, we still get field mice.
Yeah. Well, I found some mice droppings in our sink.
Not in our sink, underneath our sink.
Yeah, not in our sink, under the sink.
We had
but that was like the tote. That tote that I found it in was there when we moved in.
Okay.
That drawer that comes out.
Yeah.
Thing. It's like a drawer, but it's like a tote. But it's a tote that comes out. Yeah.
To explain to our listeners what exactly happened that we
out.
found this out, we had our sink was backing up. It was like extreme slow drain. So I decided to use a plunger on it, which for those who are unaware,
I told him to use a plunger on it.
Yes, she did. But for those who are unaware, there are two different types of plungers. And one is meant for sinks, one is meant for toilets. Okay? I have to make that clear. But went ahead and did this, and apparently our DIYer previous owners duct taped the freaking sink together.
Oh.
That the piping, you remember that big yellow strip of paint that was tape that was holding everything together?
Yes.
Yeah, it blew apart the instant I put any pressure on it.
Yep.
So, but Drano worked just fine. Should have just.
And he fixed the pipe.
And I did fix the pipe. I hate plumbing with a passion, but I can fix toilets and freaking sinks pretty easily. I mean, I installed our own bathroom vanity.
Yeah, and toilet.
I did do our toilet, didn't
yeah.
Yeah, I did.
And then the thing broke, and you fixed that too.
That's true. I did our vanity while I still had a fucking
drainage bag
hanging out of my back.
Because we both were like, so what do we do? Because we're bored. We can't sit around.
Yeah, she's on.
I was on
maternity leave.
It's paid family leave through the state.
FMLA. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what it was called.
I mean, they call it maternity leave. That's pretty much what it is.
Post birth.
Yeah.
So,
I stayed home for 12 weeks because New York is fortunately one of the states that does that.
Yeah.
For the mother and the father, but Stewart, having his work based out of Pennsylvania, didn't have that opportunity.
Right. And I still don't.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think like if of any superstitions or fears, because realistically the one fear I have, which is it's an irrational fear because everyone dies alone, period. Like you're not really with anyone when you die because nobody else died right beside you, hopefully. You don't want that to be the case. But my biggest number one fear is dying alone in this world.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
It's pretty common.
Yeah, but that's the only real fear I have.
Yeah.
At least I feel that way.
I still get scared of the dark sometimes because I'm home alone in this big old house that makes creepy noises. I come downstairs and turn off all the lights, I'll like run upstairs really fast because I'm like, not gonna let the ghosts get me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
I don't have a
Um,
fear of that. I just
it's not. I don't wouldn't say it's like a phobia because like sometimes it doesn't bother me at all to do it. Other
right.
times, like I just like the bad feeling,
Yeah.
and it could be
Mine
something very real. Like
I mean, they always tell you trust your gut for
yeah,
a reason. For me in those situations particularly, it's not that I have a fear of anything in that situation. It's that I'm stupidly overcautious because I will prepare for the absolute worst possible
yeah. I
scenario.
feel like I'm pretty cautious also,
I mean,
but
y'all were giving me a hard time for how much I prepared for going down to New Orleans.
I don't know. I
And the one thing I didn't prepare for happened.
getting broken into.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, like financially speaking, I was prepared for shit to get really bad. Like, I had prepared to be able to fly Cassie home immediately on the spot and me just drive back and get home when I got home.
yeah.
But
In case something happened.
in case something happened. So, but I don't know. Superstitions. Like I know, knock on wood. That's a superstition I follow
Yeah,
through.
I've always done that.
Yeah.
The mirror thing. I
The
mean, I've
mirror.
always known about that. Yeah.
I've known about it. I
I
don't know if
want
I
to think.
believed it.
I swear, there's something else that if you break, it's bad luck, but I can't. A
Mm.
good luck one. The turkey wishbone. My family always did that.
Yeah, my family always did
Yeah,
that, and I just don't believe it.
yeah. My family
Um,
always did that.
you know what? There is one that I've kind of believed for a long time. Okay, so I was introduced by someone in my life in my teens, 1111.
Yeah.
I've never believed that. Wishing upon a star, never believed that.
My dad and stepmom got married on 11/11/11.
Nice.
Yeah. A lot
Um,
of people did.
yeah. Um, but the superstition that I have believed in, it falls on two factors. Okay. The wishing thing, um, not birthday wishes, but your dreams. Your dreams won't come true if you tell them, or will come. Wait,
Your wishes don't come true if you
if you
tell
tell
them.
them,
Yeah,
yeah,
I've always said that too. I've always believed in that. Yeah.
right. And then the other one is the wishing well. I think
Yeah, the wishing well. Yeah,
I've
100%.
always believed that if you put out there that to whatever entities there may
Or the
be,
fountains, putting coins in the
and the
fountains.
fountains and stuff like that too,
Hmm.
that if you put out there in the world whatever you really, really, really hoped for, if you were to pay those entities,
I just remembered a bad luck one.
what's that?
Pull, if you're walking down the street holding hands and you let go of each other to go through a pole, bad luck.
Hmm.
Yes. I can't remember what the fuck the term is,
I
but
don't
that
know.
one.
I've never
You've
even
never
heard
heard
of
of that
that.
one?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Let me
I mean,
look
I
it up.
guess it kind of makes sense. Letting something come between you.
Yeah. Splitting the pole
Okay.
is thought to give you bad luck.
Hmm.
Just say bread and butter to reverse the bad luck.
Okay.
Apparently. Yeah. That's
Hmm.
what this says.
All right. What are I don't
Yeah,
know.
you shouldn't split up and walk around an obstacle. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's bad luck. I've heard of that one. Yeah.
Hmm. Maybe that's why I've had bad luck in relationships. I don't know. Never even heard of that one. Um. Well, I suppose that we could open-ended discussion this all night long if we really wanted to.
Yeah.
But I think we'll call it quits on this episode. Um, you want to tell them where they can find us? Oh, wait. How about a word of the day?
I was getting ready to say,
Yeah. How about your word of the day?
prepare the calendar.
Oh, what day will it be? Don't you see? Oh, hey, since I'm flipping through the calendar real quick looking for this freaking word, um, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving since this will be post Thanksgiving. And that's for our American listeners. I don't know if there's anybody overseas because Thanksgiving is an American holiday. So yeah.
Oh, the 4-leaf clover is a good luck. Has always been a big one in my family.
You know what? I've never found one, so I
I
never
have
believed
not
in
either.
it.
I gotta do okay. A
Mm-hmm. I saw it. I'm laughing.
Acolite.
A clit?
Acolite.
I mean, I know what those are.
One who assists a member of the clergy in a liturgical service by performing minor duties. That sounds dirty. One who attends or assists a leader, follower,
A clit.
acolyte, acolyte. Yep.
I'm gonna have to look at this word and make sure we're saying this.
Oh wait, acolyte.
Oh, an acolyte.
Uh huh.
Okay.
The lawyer
That could
arrived
have so,
with one of
that
his.
could have been
This is
bad.
what made sense to me. The lawyer arrived with one of her acolytes,
Acolyte, yeah.
acolytes, an eager young attorney who'd recently been hired by the firm.
Oh.
Acolyte.
Listen, you went this whole time talking about a clit helping out the clergy, man. I'm just saying.
All right. The clit commands you. I am the leader of the clit.
I wonder why nobody ever found it. The fucking clergy took care of it.
Did you know?
Nope.
Follow the etymological path of acolyte. Back far enough, and you'll arrive at Calithos. I can't say it. Ke with the apostrophe over it. Leuthos.
Wait, hold on, because I had the word and then you like kept spelling. Kaluthos. K-Luthos.
Kaluthos.
Yeah.
It wasn't making sense in my brain.
Like I had it and then you like kept going. I'm like, ah, shit.
An adjective that means following. Akaluthos traveled from Greek, leaving offspring in medieval Latin and Anglo-French. Its English descendant, acolyte, emerged in the 14th century. Originally, acolyte was exclusively a term for a person who assisted a priest at Mass. But by the 19th century, the word had acquired additional meanings, among them attendant body, satellite, a meaning used in astronomy, and attendant insect, a zoological sense, as well as the general meaning assistant or sidekick.
Okay. Cool. Still laughing about, a clit.
Shut up.
Topic.
So
Alright.
that was it. Tell them where to find us.
Oh, now I gotta tell them?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can find us under This and That with me and you on any podcasting platform out there, including YouTube, because apparently that's a whole separate segment now.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can find us on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a Facebook. Still trying to get back on track. We have a TikTok. Cassie swears we have an Instagram, but you know what? I've never even logged on, so I don't know.
We do.
We don't do Twitter.
No.
It's just not a thing for us. Trying to think of the other social medias. Am I missing one? I think that's all we've got. Social medias?
That's it.
Okay.
And you can email us with stories, advice, want to chat, any of that shit, opinions, whatever.
Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got at least one.
Yeah. Comment, share, like, subscribe, rate. Only if it's a 5-star.
I'm just letting her go.
All the social media stuff.
Yeah.
Do
all the social media things, okay?
Yes.
Because I don't know what all they are anymore. I know we got the thumbs up, we got the thumbs down. Don't hit that one.
Yeah.
We got the follow, we got the share, we got the comment, we got the, I don't know.
Right.
But if you want to email us, okay, that is tatwmay1
tatwmay1 @gmail.com.
Mm-hmm. And we do still, after I don't know. We've been what 6-7 months now doing this. We do want a
That
listeners.
long?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Wow.
I
We do
may
want
be.
to do a listener story sometime,
Yeah,
but like I don't think you guys like us that much, so it's fine.
I don't know. Hey, you know what though? Our episode 21, when we put it up on YouTube, which was post the episode actually airing on all the podcast, we had like 3 viewers, and then we know it wasn't us because we haven't even looked at the damn thing yet.
Nope.
So there's that.
Nice.
hmm We do appreciate you guys. You know, whoever.
So
Uh, have a day.
day, night,
Yeah,
have the day that you deserve.
yeah. We're gonna stick with that one. That
Yeah.
was good. Have a day you deserve. All right,
All
guys.
right. I love you.
Love you too, babe. We'll catch you next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.